Well, as for this, I debated whether or not we were going to do this on camera, but finally decided where you seen the other day or the other video how I kind of drawn out the lines for the face on these little Alpine St. Nicholases, and that's where I'm kind of making the lines right now, getting ready to kind of carve out along those lines. And we're going to kind of put this up here so we don't cut our legs. And let's say there's a little line we make right about at the top of the head, and as you see, we're going to cut the other end to take it a little bit further along. And I say that it's just gonna find a way to go along what we do. I say we're going to put this little line down here under the nose to top off the mustache, and put the little line in just where it needs to be, where it ought to be. And so we finally got that little place in there. We're finally going to cut out a place down under here where we make the little lower part below the mustache that goes right above the beard, and then make the line so it comes right along. This is how we've come so far. We're going to put in another little line here on the side to try to make out the nose, and this is where we're going to have the work to come in its own very little way, and see how this is just going to work a way along. And as for this, we got the little place, and then kind of go to the side here to kind of get the rest of this here, try to get the face evened out, even as we've done here. I think we've done that on one that is African mahogany. We're going to do that on the next. Try to work our way along that line at the top. Make it so we come along here a little more. Kind of try to make the area between the nose and the mustache. Make the line between the mustache and the beard. And it's going to come down to a nice little lesser point where we're going to get it on and kind of try to, you know, get out these little cuts here that make out the little nose of the Santa, and make it so it's going to see brighter tomorrows, brighter todays. Oh, all this work is just a little thing we do, and whoa, 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 I say that this is just where we're taking our next little steps. Try to carve out the little places where we go. Make the little steps just what they need to be. And then finally cut the line along here. Kind of try to make out this next little place in the mustache and the beard. And I forgot to mention, we're doing the genuine mahogany one right now, which is a little bit of a denser type of wood, so that's how we come along with this. Make out a little place where we do the little nose. And I will say for these, we might even go back to our old way of making these, kind of just see what it's going to come down to when we get down to it. Might wait until after my next two shows to see what sells in the other Santas before I decide how I'm going to go about making these ones. But the little work that shall come along on it, it shall not be delayed. I say that this is just what we're doing now. And I'd say we got one more that's from Genuine Mahogany to work on the face of here. There's just a lot to see, a lot to do, and I tell you how I wished I could have had these done by my show this weekend, but it's been really hard to get to do much work because, you know, from my other videos, just how much I've had going on in places and in life, and how things have just been a little busier, to say the least. And I tell y'all that a little work can take us a little further along the way and make us all see how tomorrow is going to be so much more for the better. I'd say that this is how far we've come along on this. Got a couple little cuts to make out the sides of the nose, and there's going to be some decision making to do as far as how the eyes are going to be done, but I think we will go ahead and kind of shave along to kind of make part of the face here. And so that's how this is just going to be when we do it all down to what it's going to come to. And so I say that we got a little place in here where we do a little work and come down to what it's all going to come down to be. As for this, I say we round off the cheeks, make it so this little Alpine Saint Nick is just going to be adorable, to say the least. Cut little places in here to make the nose come along, and so we round him off, and this is how we get him to come out here. You see how we did that, and it's kind of a little hard to tell sometimes with the way how that all the camera shows and what it will show and what it can show, and sometimes the detail can hardly show. And I say that this is a place where we accidentally chipped a little too much off, but that'll just be okay. We will manage that. We got a little place in here to do something, and then we finally just put a little time and effort into this, make it so we see how this is going to do. I tell y'all that with this little work here, we come along, round off the cheeks, and it's interesting how this is one of those steps we're doing with the Genuine Mahogany ones first, because we did the Africans ones first for so many other steps in the video. And so I say that this is just the way we take it along, and how we see that old Alpine Saint Nick shall come out with his ways and his do's. And oh, I tell y'all something, people. Oh, the way this does. Come on, I tell y'all that it's just how it's coming to what it's really meant to be or supposed to be. And so we kind of get to the point where this is how it's going to come out now. We got the little, probably one little place that needs to be fixed here, but we got that. And I'd probably say on another account, we're going to take care of these African mahogany ones too. Take care of the little cheeks and the nose. And so this is just what we see that they all just come right down to. There's going to be other ones with which we might even make the more detailed faces to come and see how that's going to do. But as for now, we've got this to take care of. And so this is just what it's going to be when we get down to the last little bit of the work we do. And so this is what it's going to come down to. See how we got the detail in, and then come down to where we got this one to take care of as well, and probably got a little deeper into the cheek on this one, I say. Probably took it a little further, I say. And so I'll tell you all that this little time of work and time in our life when we have a lot in our hands, I say that this is just my kind of work. So finally come down to where we're going to put the little rounding off. Of all things we freaking do in life, it all just takes it away to the point where we see how it's just going to be. I tell you all that this is just one of those things where we keep saying that the videos are about power carving, but we keep doing so much by hand. But I'd say soon we're going to come down to where we'll end this series sooner or later. This is what I'd like to show you all here. There might even be a little power carving work to be done to put in the eyes. So we're going to take care of that when the very time to do it comes along. And I say that this is just some work that costs us all we do. We got a lot in our hands, a lot to deal with, a lot to take care of. And so I'd say that that's one of the reasons why they tell you online to support small businesses. You know, you never know who you might be supporting or who you might be helping when you do it. It could be anybody. You could be helping anybody do anything. Maybe, you know, just little things they need to pay in life. You know, it kind of helps me get a better business, and I'm hoping my business can be more successful so that I might be able to help more people in the future and see how the work is taken along and see what else it can do to make many more people live so much better lives for the future. And finally we get down to where we've done a last little step, and then we're just going to end the video right here. And I want to say thank you again for watching, and take care.